Welcome back to Datacake. In this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Organization Overview tab. So as your deployments grow, you're going to be managing multiple workspaces, devices, and resources. This can become very complex. So the Organization Overview is going to give you a centralized view of the entire Datacake environment. So let's get into it. So in order to access the organization overview, you're going to want to look on your left-hand Datacake sidebar and scroll to the bottom. Under Organization, you're going to see a new tab called Overview. It's important to note that you must be an organization administrator with the appropriate permissions in order to access this tab. So if you don't see the organization menu, you should probably contact your organization owner or administrator to make sure you have access. The organization overview serves as a central hub for monitoring and managing your organization's resources. So here you're going to find a consolidated view of workspaces, device allocations, resource consumption, reports, active rules, members, and organization-wide statistics. Instead of switching between multiple workspaces in order to see different pieces of information, administrators can quickly understand the overall health and usage of their organization just in a single screen. This is especially useful when managing multiple customer projects or large IoT deployments. One of the key benefits of organizations are the centralized workspace management lists. So from the organization overview, which is where we're located right now, you can review all of the workspaces that belong to your organization. So that can be identified right here. This is going to allow administrators to monitor workspace activity by total items or by how many are empty or how many are full, manage organizational structure, and maintain consistency across all deployments. So your organization overview is also going to provide visibility into shared resource. So depending on the subscription and setup and what kind of access privileges you have, this might include device quotas, SMS allocations, workspace limits, rules, and subscription resources. So as we can see under Health and Insights, we very quickly have visibility into how many rules haven't triggered in 90 days, how many items are paused or not active across the entire organization, and workspaces that aren't utilizing any of it at all. This is going to help with capacity planning and does ensure that all projects remain within their allocated limits. So when we're talking about resource consumption within your organization, we can actually go to our new Rules tab in the overview. The Rules tab is going to allow the administrator to see what is active and what is not. We have some handy filters in the top right corner, so you can click Active to show exactly which rules are toggled on, or you can filter for paused rules. And these are rules that across the entire organization and all workspaces are not currently active. Now, filtering these is going to allow you just with a click of a button to be able to activate said rules without having to navigate back to the workspace and find where it originated from. Additionally, if you would like a full report of all the rules in your workspace, whether they're paused or active or both, at any point you can use the export button to export these devices in an Excel or a CSV file. Now let's move on to our Reports tab in our overview. So the Reports tab here is going to display all reports we have located through all of the workspaces in our organization. And just like the Rules tab, it's going to be separated and categorized per workspace. Each report entry is going to include the report name, the next time it's going to be scheduled to run, and if it's active or paused. Again, just like the rules. So we retain the ability to be able to filter them either by active or by paused. And if we choose, we can activate a report and it'll begin sending again based off of its configuration. Finally, let's navigate to our Exports tab in the Overview section. Again, exports are going to be grouped by workspace, and each export entry is going to display the name, the export type, if it's automatic or manual, and the next scheduled run. Administrators can enable or disable exports directly from this tab. Additionally, you can also open the workspace where the export is located in order to quickly access it. So you can do that just by clicking it right here. and it'll direct you right into the exact workspace and identify which export it is. As with the previous two tabs, we can also filter these based off of active or paused and enable them straight from the overview tab if we would like to enable it. At any point across all three of these tabs, you have the option to export that data either as an Excel file or a CSV file. Now let's navigate back to the overview tab and address what we've gone over in this video. So in our display cards, we have our workspaces. So these are the amount of workspaces that belong to our organization as a whole. We have our rules, and it's going to tell us how many we have and how many are active or paused. And we have the total amount of reports, as well as how many of them are paused. And finally, the exports, how many of them there are, and if any are paused. We've gone over our workspaces by activity, what they're going to tell us by total item, as well as the health and insights, and how these are going to properly assist us in helping manage organization resources. One last thing to note is the permissions and how this is going to affect your visibility of the organizations tab. So the organization overview is only ever going to display the workspaces that the current user has access to, and then the rules, reports, and exports of those accessible workspaces. So if you don't have the sufficient permissions, you may not see certain items within your organization. So whether you're managing a handful of devices or a large-scale deployment across multiple workspaces, the organization overview is going to serve as a central hub for understanding and managing your Datacake deployment as a whole. Thank you so much for watching, and for any more tutorials, product updates, be sure to subscribe to the Datacake YouTube channel and visit our documentation for any additional resources. Please let us know your feedback in the comments, and look forward to speaking with you soon.